Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another part of my Renovating EA series, and this time I am renovating this house, which is the Free Spirits home, and I am so excited to share this one with you guys. I absolutely love the way this renovation turned out, and I hope you guys will like it too. I'm really excited to share it with you guys. I've been wanting to renovate this house for such a long time, but I really wasn't sure how I was going to go about it because I actually really like the shape of this house, so I wasn't sure if I was going to keep the structure pretty much the same and just like refurnish it. But I did decide to change it up quite a bit, and I'm so happy that I did because I think it still looks like the original home in a way. Like, you can tell it's still that house, but it just has more character to it, I think, and I think it looks really good. So hopefully you guys will like it too, but of course let me know what you guys think. So the Free Spirits household consists of Makey Haas. Now, I'm not exactly sure if that's how you say her name, so forgive me if you guys know how to say it correctly. I tried to find it pronounced on the internet, but I couldn't find anything with the exact spelling. So I'll do my best, but that's how I'm going to say it. And then she lives here with her roommate, who is Ulrike Foss. Now, I did find her name pronounced correctly, so hopefully I'm saying that right. But yeah, forgive me, like I said, if you guys know how to say their names, but I've been having a lot of trouble with their names. But I think they're a really cute household, and now that I've redid their house, I am actually thinking they'd be a fun household to play in, because originally the furnishing in this house was really, I mean, pretty typical, kind of drab and kind of dark and really empty. But yeah, now that I've refurnished it, I think it looks really like, has a lot of life to it, and I think it's a lot of fun. So I think they would be a fun household to play with. I of course gave them a makeover. You guys won't see that in this video, but once my save file is ready, you guys will be able to see them made over as well, and I think they turned out pretty cute. But anyways, so Makey is a blogger. She's a really good writer, so she's level 5, I think, in the writing skill. I do have their fandom page open here so I can check out their skills and those kinds of things. She's also creative, a snob, and a bookworm. She is a muser, and she has an aspiration to be a best-selling author. So I definitely wanted her to have a nice computer space to be able to do a lot of writing. So she has that in her bedroom. And then her roommate, Ulrike, she is an art book collector. So I thought that was kind of cool. She also has skills in mischief and painting. She's pretty high skilled in both of those. And she is creative too, so they're both very creative. So I really wanted this house to have like lots of pretty art in it and stuff, because I feel like they would go shopping all the time for like the prettiest paintings and like save their money to like really decorate their house with pretty artwork. I mean, it's not overly decorated with art, but they have some nice paintings in there. She's also a perfectionist, an art lover, a muser, and she wants to be a painter extraordinaire. So I think they're a really fun household. I love playing with artsy sims. They're probably my favorite next to gardening sims. And so what I did was I built this little room right here because I wanted to have a nice space for her to do some painting, and I didn't want to have like all the skill activities be in their separate bedrooms. So I decided to make a little reading corner, a chess table for them to play chess together, and then she has a nice little painting space in this room. It's kind of like a sunroom. It's probably my favorite spot in this entire house, so I'm excited for you guys to see it. And then she also has a desk in her room where she can do writing if she would like to. Now, I didn't give her a computer. What I actually did was I gave her the drawing tablet that came with the last update, which I just thought would be more useful for her. And I think I may have given her one of those little tablet, whatever you call those little computer tablets. I may have given her one of those. If not, I can add one before I upload it to the gallery, because I think it'd be nice for her to have some sort of computer, but she's definitely more into painting and drawing, so I thought those were more important. But I'm really happy with the way it all came together. I think it just has so much more just life and personality, so I'm really happy with it. But anyways, as you guys can see, the shape of the house is pretty much come together. I did make a few changes to the structure. It's not as wonky shaped anymore, because it was kind of a weird shape where it had like the upper level was actually wider than the lower level, so it was like kind of hanging over in a lot of places. I feel like it still has that feel, but it looks a little bit less unbalanced, at least in my opinion anyways. And also, I did decide to do this in the snow, as you guys can probably tell. It looks really pretty in this, like in the summertime or the springtime. I did check to make sure like the terrain paint and the roof color and everything looked okay. But I will share all of the screenshots in the snow, and then I do the whole speed build in the snow too. I just thought it was kind of nice and festive, and yeah, I kind of just wanted to do another build in the snow that wasn't exactly Christmassy, since I'm just feeling kind of wintry, I guess. I'm really excited for Christmas to come. I did share my Christmas family build not yesterday, but the day before, and you guys seem to really like that, so I'm really happy that you guys did. I do have a Christmas apartment coming. I've mentioned it a few times, but it is coming. I just wanted to share that one a little bit closer to Christmas, kind of spread them out so all of the Christmassy things weren't too like too far away from Christmas, if you guys get what I mean. So that's what I've been thinking. So I will hopefully be able to share that probably while I'm away, because I did mention in my last video that I am leaving to my parents for Christmas. My husband and I are going up there. His family lives there too, so we will be able to spend Christmas with our family, and we're really looking forward to it. I'm not exactly sure how long we'll be gone, but I will try to do some pre-recording. We shouldn't be gone too long, maybe like 5 days or something, 4 or 5 days. Not very long, but long enough to spend Christmas with our families and then, yeah, come back. So if there is any lapse in videos or anything like that, that's because I'm busy with that. And I hope you guys do have a wonderful Christmas too, or happy holidays. If you celebrate Hanukkah, I hope you had a wonderful Hanukkah. And yeah, all of the other wonderful winter holidays. I just love this time of year. It's so fun and festive. It's just such a great time. But yeah, I'm not really sure if I'll get any other Christmassy type videos done. I'm thinking about doing some sort of create a sim. If I have time, I will, but if not, I'm definitely going to be focusing on renovations and builds, because yesterday I went through and counted how many builds I have left to build and renovate for my save file, and it's so many. It's like 80 something. I have it written down somewhere. It's not right in front of me, but it's like 86 builds or something. I have a lot more, but that's still not that many. There's so many lots in game. I forget the exact number, but there's so many lots, like all the hidden lots and all of the like career lots, and there's so much more to do. So I did actually figure out if I do 3 to 4 builds a week that are necessary for my save file, then I should be done about May or June, because I know I've mentioned several times that I would be done by the end of the year, and I don't know what I was thinking. That was completely unrealistic, but I felt like I was making such good progress, and I never really sat down and looked at how much still needed to be done. Yeah, there's so much to be done. So the end of the year is already here basically, and I think a much more realistic time frame is the beginning of summer or end of spring. I will of course get it done sooner if I can, but I don't want to rush anything. I definitely want this to be the best save file that I could possibly make. I really want it to be a complete thing, and I want to be proud of it. So yeah, I won't rush anything. I will take my time. Hopefully, I mean, I'm going to say hopefully we don't get another world, but of course I always want more worlds. But if we do, I might hold off on adding another world and just work on the ones that we already have in the game, including Del Sol Valley, and then once I'm done, then go through and do that world. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but that's kind of what I've been thinking, so I thought I would share that with you guys. But the exterior of this build has pretty much came together. I'm just working out how I'm exactly going to do the interior. I kept the floor plan pretty much the same. I think I even kept their bedrooms in the same spots to where they were originally, because I think it was pretty clear whose bedroom was whose, because Ulrich's was like pink and black. You'll see that in the before and afters, but it had like posters and stuff in there, so I definitely thought that was hers. And then Mickey's had the computer desk, so I think I kept those in the same spot. And then I did flip the kitchen around, so where the counters were originally is where the dining area is now. And yeah, I just kind of flipped those around. I thought it just made more sense, and I just think it looks a little bit better that way, so that's what I did. And then the upstairs bathroom is in the same spot too. The original house did not have a bathroom downstairs, so I actually was able to fit one in. It's just like a tiny little half bath with just a toilet and a sink. And I thought that was kind of nice, because I always try to fit at least a half bath on the first floor of my builds. That way it's a little bit easier for playing, I think. Because if your Sims like running out the door and they have to use the bathroom, do you really want them to walk all the way back upstairs? Because it does take Sims a while to walk upstairs. So yeah, I thought that would work out pretty nicely. And then this is going to be that art room that I was talking about. I'm just picking out wallpaper. I really wasn't sure if I was going to use like the same wallpaper that was on the exterior or the rest of the house, but I ended up using like this really old wallpaper with like this pretty pattern on it. I think it came with vampires, but this one, I just thought it was kind of nice. I don't use it anywhere else in the house, but I just thought it was really pretty. So yeah, I decided to leave it in here, and I just really like the way that turned out. I really like the colors of this house. It's very like soft gray, but it's almost this gray that has like a purple hue to it. We got a lot of stuff with Get Together that has that kind of hue to it, the same that like matches the windows and doors on this house. It's really pretty, so I really tried to make that like come through the entire house, but I still feel like it has lots of color to it when I add like the furnishings and stuff. I mean, I did go very neutral with the furnishings, but I feel like there is pops of color, and I think it just turned out really pretty. And yeah, I just love this interior. I think it turned out really nice. I really like these floorboards, and I haven't used these floorboards in forever. They are base game, and I used to use them all the time, I think in a different swatch though, and this darker swatch just worked perfect in my opinion for this whole build and color scheme that I was going for. And then this is going to be that downstairs half bathroom that I was talking about. So it's really small, just the toilet and sink in here, but I feel like it just fits in this area so perfectly, and it's just so cute. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I was trying to use this sink from Jungle Adventure. I thought it was really pretty, but I do end up using this one that came with Parenthood. I wanted to use the Parenthood cabinets in the kitchen anyways, so I do like my bathroom counters to match the ones that I use in the kitchen, which it's probably not necessary. It's probably a little bit too matchy, but it's something I like to do. And I really wanted this house to have the feel of a more modern interior, like it's an old house that's been updated. So I thought that was kind of nice because I definitely don't think these are the cabinets that you would have probably found if this house was still its original kitchen. It would probably have very old traditional looking counters, probably some that we have from base game. Probably, but I felt like these ones were really pretty and I liked the gray. And there I just used some of the stone from the exterior as a backsplash in the kitchen, and I just thought that was really nice. It kind of tied some of the exterior into the interior, and I think it turned out really pretty. And other than that, I didn't want to overly clutter up and decorate the kitchen with too many things because it is kind of small. So I do have my normal kitchen clutter that I like to add and build, so I definitely add that. But here I'm trying to pick out some curtains to put above this window, and I kind of struggled with it. I tried so many different curtains and sizing them down, but the ones that I ended up going with are the ones that came with my first pet stuff. They're really pretty, and I've been using these curtains a lot more than I used to, and I've definitely been having a lot of fun with them. They size down really well, which is really nice too, so you can fit them on a lot more different windows, and plus there's 3 different sizes of them, which is also really great. I hope that they continue doing that with more curtains in the future because that's very handy. And then here I'm just adding a few different little decorations. I think this is pretty much it though. Like I said, I didn't add too many things. And then here I just put a painting, and then I move on to decorating the dining room, which is probably my second most favorite part of the house. I think it turned out really pretty anyways. I go with this table that I think came with cats and dogs, and then I pair it with these chairs that came with Parenthood, and I felt like they just worked so nicely together because this table has the dark wood top, which I felt kind of worked with the rest of the house, but also had the gray on the bottom, which also matched. And yeah, I was really happy with using that because I'm not really sure if I've used this table in this color swatch very often. So I thought that worked out pretty nicely. And then here I do add a side table, and then I think I get rid of this shelf and then move it to the other side of the window on the other wall and then put a painting above here. I think that's how it goes, but I think it just turns out really nice. And I put a few little decorations around, and I also really liked that rug that I put under the dining table. I felt like the colors were just perfect. That rug came with Laundry Day. Yeah, it came with Laundry Day, and it's just really pretty. It's one of my favorite rugs in game, but I felt like it just worked so well with the color scheme that I was going for. This build is probably a little bit too matchy for some people's taste, I'm sure it is, but I was really happy with it. So of course I hope you guys will like it too, but I was just really pleased with the way it all came together. And then this is pretty much it for the decorations on this side table, and then I do put a few little things up on the shelves here. I was trying to find things that actually snap to the shelf surfaces. I do this every once in a while just to try to remember what actually snaps to the shelf surface, because there's so many things that you have to use move objects to be able to place them, which is kind of frustrating because there's a lot of things that look like they would fit just fine, and I'm not exactly sure why they made it that way, but I thought I would go through and find things, because if you use move objects, even though they look like they're sitting on there, they are floating in the air. So if you use the cutaway walls, then they'll just be floating, and it's kind of annoying, but I don't know. Usually I don't mind too much, but certain times I just try to figure it out, and I think it came together pretty nicely. I was surprised at that one vase with the tall flowers that I'm not exactly sure what they're called, but I put that up there, and it snapped to a shelf too. I didn't realize that it did, but I thought that was really nice. And then here we're decorating this little sunroom. I guess we could call it a sunroom. I'm not sure if you would, but I put this little wicker chair here in the corner with a lamp, and then I do a couple like potted plants, not the ones that you can actually plant in. I thought about adding those, but I just add these ones around because I definitely thought this room would get a lot of sun. I bet it definitely does if you are to be in this house during summertime. It's winter and it's very snowy out, so the windows are all frosted over, so you can't see the light coming through, but I bet it comes through these windows really beautifully. And then I put a chess table right here in the center of the room, which I thought was kind of nice, so they could play some chess together. And then Ulriki has her art easel over here, a nice little art corner to do a bit of painting, because this room, like I said, it probably gets tons of light, so it definitely probably has the best light for doing beautiful paintings and those kinds of things. I definitely imagine she travels around because this area of Windenburg is probably one of the most beautiful spots in game. So she probably takes her art easel all around, paints pictures of the water and the flowers and the mountains, and yeah, I just think that would be so great. And then I put this new painting that came with Get Famous right there above the wicker chair, and I am so in love with that piece of art. I've used it like pretty much in every single build since that pack came out. I think it's like so perfect, like in every swatch is just beautiful. I think I used it one other time in this house, maybe in the upstairs hallway. Yeah, I was trying to not overdo it, but I really like that a lot. And then here I decided that I did want them to have a washer and dryer because for my save file, I've been trying to include laundry in every single house because I definitely want there to be a spot to have it. And then if you decide you don't want to play with laundry, it's, you know, easy to delete it and replace it with something else. But I feel like it's harder to add it if you don't know exactly where it should go. So I felt like that was kind of a nice little laundry nook. And then I put this laundry table here that has extra pillows and I don't know, towels and those kinds of things, and I think it came together pretty well. And then we got this mirror that came with seasons above it. It's such a pretty mirror, but I did have to use the move objects trick to be able to place it at a like more reasonable level because it places so high on the wall that I don't think Sims could actually see themselves in it if they were going to look in the mirror. So I'm not sure if that mirror works when you do that exactly or if you do that with any mirror, but it just looks a lot better. So that's what I did. And then this living room was kind of small. I didn't realize how small it was, so I do end up having to use love seats instead of a full couch. But I used these ones that came with seasons. I felt like the light gray and whites and the soft brown worked pretty nicely with this build. I definitely feel like we need more modern couches. I know we just got some that came with Get Famous, but I don't know, they're more mid-century modern rather than like contemporary. I feel like we need some more contemporary furniture would be really nice. So we will see if that ever comes, but yeah, I think this living room does come together pretty nicely. I like this fireplace that came with Vintage Glamour. Yeah, I think, oh, speaking of fireplaces, we are getting a new fireplace with the update on Tuesday. If you guys aren't aware, or if you don't follow the Sim Gurus on Twitter, you may not know, but we are getting an update on Tuesday, what's next Tuesday? Is it the 18th? I believe it's the 18th, and we are getting some new holiday stuff. So that's really exciting because the holiday stuff are always free, and we'll get a new fireplace, and I forget what the other things are. I think maybe some new like clothing. And of course, like patch, it's going to be a patch too, so it'll do some like bug fixes, which is definitely needed. That'll be so nice. Hopefully they'll fix the ceilings because the ceilings are still kind of dark, but I'm really excited for a new fireplace. I am going to be leaving for Christmas on the 19th, so I'm not sure if I will have time to do any builds with the new items before I go. Maybe a room build. If I have time, I'll get that done, but yeah, really excited for that. And here I am just decorating the coffee table. I wanted to use the remote. I've used that a couple times recently. You can find it in the debug menu. And I get asked every once in a while how to access the debug menu. So I'll explain it. So sorry if you know how, but I think it might be useful. So you do, what you do is you hold Control-Shift-C and that opens up the cheat bar, and then you type in bb.show hidden objects, and then the search bar that's right above the catalog to the left, it's like the left bottom of the screen, you type in debug, and then a whole menu shows up of all of these objects and things that you would normally use in the game that your Sims just all of a sudden like appear. They just happen to be in their hands. You can find all of those things there. Some things disappear, some things go bad, like if you want to use like coffee cups or wine glasses as decorations, they will spoil and need to be washed, so those aren't like the best things to decorate with, but you can find books and all kinds of things in there, so it's pretty handy, especially for adding a lot of clutter, because there's a lot of like makeup clutter you can find in there. I don't think I added any in this build, but I do use a few debug objects in this build because it's a lot of fun. But this is going to be Makey's bedroom. Again, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm not saying her name correctly. I know I'm probably not, but yeah, this is going to be her room, and I feel like she's quite feminine. So I wanted her to have this makeup table, so I put a few little decorations over there. I definitely thought that she would like to have a vanity table, and then she does have a walk-in closet and then a computer desk over here since she is a writer. She's a blogger actually, so I definitely wanted her to have a nice computer. It's one of the nicest computers in game. And then she has a nice little seating area. She's also, I think, a bookworm if I remember correctly. I can check right here, but yeah, she is. So I wanted her to have some bookcases, and this one was, I don't know, I really liked this bookcase in the corner, but it's a little bit big, and I do try to use a different one and try to like redecorate it a little bit, but I go back to this bookcase that's in the corner, I just size it down, and then she has this other one over here in front of the bed too, and I thought that was nice for her to have a couple different bookcases because I imagine she has a huge collection of books. But here I did think about rearranging where I had the plant, and then I do add a side table. There's so many different items that come in this gray color. I was really pleased. They may not all match perfectly, but it looks like a complete set of furniture. But there it is, sized down that bookcase, and it just worked a little bit nicer, and it should still function properly. I can check it, but there's so many other bookcases in the house. If you want to read a book, you could probably get one from another bookcase, so I'm not too worried about it. But this is going to be the bathroom that they share, and I think it comes together really nicely. It's probably really similar to a lot of bathrooms that I do decorate, but I do really like it, so hopefully you guys will like it too. But here I'm just adding some clutter to the counters. We got that blow dryer decoration that I really like, and then some makeup clutter, and then here I'm just picking out a curtain and a rug to go in the bathroom, and there I just accidentally deleted the room. I hate when I do that. I do that all the time because I always use the delete button to get rid of things, and sometimes I just accidentally push it like I think I did then, but it's always so scary when you delete a room. Thankfully it's not permanent. Thankfully you can just undo it really easily and all of your work isn't lost forever, because that would be so sad. But this is going to be Ulriki's room, and I really like the way her room turns out. I really wanted it to have more of a grown-up feel. It's not like super grown-up because I feel like she has a lot of decorations that still look kind of youthful, but her original bedroom kind of looked like a teenager's bedroom. She had like posters, and I felt like the bed kind of looked like a teenager's bed, so I wanted it to look a little bit more grown up, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And then here I'm just picking out a desk. I don't end up keeping either of these. I go with this smaller desk, this one right here, and I put the drawing tablet on top of it. And I feel like her room just has so much personality in the end. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It is very kind of purpley, but I feel like it gets toned down in the end, and it's not all just like the same purple color. But this rug I thought matched perfectly. And then here I'm using these curtains that came with Seasons, but in the black swatch. And I felt like that suited her really nicely because I think her original outfit had, yeah, it had a lot of purple and black in it. And I tried to pull that off in her makeover too. She has some like purples and blacks, so I feel like those are definitely her favorite colors. And this lamp in the corner, this came with Seasons too, and I don't think I've used it yet. I'm pretty sure I haven't used it in any build, so I was really happy to be able to use it here, but I felt like it just worked really nicely because I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a weird lamp. I really like it. I think the patterns on it are pretty, but the base of it looks like kind of like a crooked tree branch. And I like it, but I feel like it's a little bit hard to use, but I felt like it worked in here. I also gave her a guitar. She doesn't have any guitar skill, but I figured maybe she's a little bit into music. She'd definitely be good at it because she's creative and a muser and those kinds of things. So I gave her that, and then here I'm just moving the door because I felt like it would work a little bit easier for me to decorate the room if the door wasn't right up there next to the window. And then here I'm just picking out some other decorations and trying to figure out which dresser I wanted to use. I do end up keeping this one. I thought about putting two of them next to each other and make it like a longer dresser, and I think that looks really good. I'll probably have to do that in a different build, but I decided to put a bookcase over here instead, and I think that is just a little bit more usable probably, and I like the way it looks. I'm pretty sure they both came with Parenthood, so they match really nicely, which is good too. And then I do end up moving this plant to the other side of the door, and then I move the mirror over here. I kind of shuffle things around, but I'm really happy with the way everything's laid out in the end. I put a chair over here in the corner that came with Jungle Adventure that I thought worked perfectly for the colors in this room, and I was just really pleased with that. I was really enjoying the colors to this build, if you guys couldn't tell. I just definitely had a lot of fun with it. And then here I'm using that item that came with Movie Hangout that has like the succulents and the stacks of books. It's probably one of the coolest items that we have in game. I wish those things were separate. I would love to have just like a single little succulent plant like that, or some of those like little stacks of books that are in that clutter item, but I won't complain too much because I think it's a really cool item either way. And then here I'm just picking out some other little decorations. I don't know why I imagined that she would have so many little knickknacks, but I just had a lot of fun putting them around her room, and I feel like it just gives her so much more personality. I feel like Makey would want a cleaner, less cluttered room, so I think that's why I didn't do that in her room. But I also gave her some schools, and I also gave her that crystal geode, and I sized it down and set it on top of her desk, and I think it just made such good decoration, so I was really happy with that. But we are back to the exterior now. I just did some extra touches with the landscaping, adding a mailbox, and then originally I put a dining table back here, and I do move it to the front porch because I thought that would work a little bit better, and I tried doing a seating area up there, but I really wasn't liking the way that was looking. And then here I do add a couple of planter boxes that your Sims can plant in, and then I just put some regular plants just because it is wintertime in game. They look a lot nicer than the regular plant decorations do when you put them on porches, at least this time of year anyway. So that's what I did. And then here I'm messing with the seating area, and I just really wasn't liking it all that much. So do move that dining table up here, and then I do a seating area in the back. But that is pretty much it for the build. I hope you guys have enjoyed this renovation. I'm so happy with the way this one turned out. And of course, I hope you guys do enjoy the screenshots, but thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!
As I'm staying close to the mirror, a lock of gold, a secret smile, little things I remember. Place a hand upon my heart as her, she was a believer. Sometimes I can feel her arms holding me as forever. Changes everything, and everything will change in time. Love changes every heart, and any heart can change you. I see in you my mother's eyes, and I lay your head to my shoulder. A lock of gold, a secret smile, I will tell you when you get older. I place a hand upon your heart, every beat is taking me over, and I will